Hello, Chris Godinez, licensed professional counselor, also the host of We Need to Talk on every Sunday at noon, and then I post it up to Facebook and all that sort of good stuff. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. The views and opinions stated herein are mine and mine alone. They do not represent the ACA, the APA, or any other therapist for that matter. Boom shakalaka done. I'd like to thank my sponsor, BetterHelp, BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. They're an online therapy company. They are international. They have 40,000 therapists working for them. I've been getting great feedback from people who have used them. So thank you, BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. Okay, today's question. So somebody was talking about, let me find it. Hold please while I find the question. I have a hard time dealing with one person I cannot go no contact with yet. I try not to call them out necessarily, but I've asked them to stop and they keep saying I'm not doing anything and continue. Well, not surprised. So narcissists are not going to stop. They don't understand boundaries. They don't like boundaries. They're not going to do boundaries. They have no honor. They have no sense of decorum. They enjoy, if they know they're bothering you, they're going to continue because it absolutely feeds their ego. So the best thing to do, if you cannot go absolutely no, I mean, my recommendation would be to go no contact. It's just like, okay, I see who you are. I see what you're doing. We're done. You know, but if you cannot go no contact, you gray rock. You absolutely gray rock. You just, no emotion. Look at the time. You don't give them anything. So narcissists absolutely live for getting under your skin. They do. They would rather have a messed up, dysfunctional connection to somebody than no connection at all. And they won't just stop. They don't understand manners. They don't understand decorum. They don't understand boundaries. They don't like manners, decorum, or boundaries. They're going to continue. And especially now that they know it bothers you, they're going to continue. So the best thing to do is to not be around them. So even though you're saying you cannot go no contact with them, go very, 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 very low contact with them. There's no reason to subject yourself to narcissistic BS. There's no reason. There's no reason to put up with that. There's no reason to be around it. You don't have to. You don't. So, and you also want to take a look at the reasons why you haven't gone no contact yet. What is stopping you? So a lot of times what I find is that people are afraid of going no contact because they're afraid of the flying monkeys, or they're afraid of the person coming at them or stalking them or whatever. Is that a possibility? Yeah, absolutely it is a possibility. The more a narcissist is a dark triad, so narcissistic, psychopath, control freak, okay, Machiavellian, the more likely they are to stalk. However, let's be clear here. Narcissists are cowards. They can't stand not winning. Okay. And if they're not assured of a win, they won't even try. So if you are like, very clear, I want no contact, we're done. And if you file a restraining order against them, usually that's enough to make them stop. If they're really crazy, it's not. But usually once they start getting repercussions from breaking the no contact, then they'll stop because they're not assured of a win. It's a goody thing. It's like, they're like, oh, goody, I got under their skin. Oh, goody, I'm making them think about me. Oh, goody. It's that kind of narcissistic hit for them. That's narcissistic supply. So if you make it no fun for them, if you give them nothing, like, okay, so you have to be in the same room with them. Yeah. Make it no fun. No fun. No matter what they're doing. If they're doing whatever they're doing, you just, find a reason to go to the other room. Or find a reason to just be like, okay, they're doing what they're doing. I know who they are. I know what they are. I know they're going to continue doing it. So you cannot damn a scorpion for being a scorpion. They're just being a scorpion. You know what I'm saying? It's like that old, story of the toad and the scorpion. So, the toad's on one side of the river. The scorpion comes up and says, Mr. Toad or Mr. Frog, will you give me a ride across? The frog says, no, because you're going to sting me when we're out in the middle. And the scorpion goes, oh, no, I would never do that. And so the frog thinks about it, and being a nice frog, he decides to let the scorpion ride on his back. And lo and behold, they get out in the middle of the river, and the scorpion stings him. And as they're drowning, as the frog is going down, the frog looks at him and says, why, Mr. Scorpion, why did you do that? Now we're both going to die. And he just looks at the frog and says, because it's in my nature. So when somebody has shown us who they are, like really has shown us who they are, that's their nature. That's their go-to. That's really who they are. And to expect them to behave in any other way is literally the definition of insanity. So you're expecting this scorpion to somehow not behave like a scorpion. You can't do that. They are a scorpion. They are going to sting you. They are going to continue with the behavior, because narcissists don't stop. They don't get better. They don't heal. They don't grow. They don't whatever. They may do it momentarily while there's eyes on them, i.e. the court, the police system, prison system, whatever. But as soon as there's no payoff for them behaving like a normal human being, they go right back. So yeah, you got to stop expecting them to behave like a normal person. And I think a lot of times, especially in the beginning, we hurt our own feelings. We do, because we expect them to behave like a normal human being, even in the face of all the evidence that they're not. It's like there's that inner child, hello, magic thinking, that wants them to behave like a normal human being. And that little inner child has that sense of fair play. Remember, I talked about that. Well, but I asked them to stop. Well, yeah, but you're not dealing with a normal person. You're dealing with a narcissist. You're dealing with a psychopath. You're dealing with a control freak. You're dealing with fill in the blank. They're not going to act like a normal person. So again, if you're expecting that person to suddenly stop, you're dealing with some magic thinking there. You're dealing with, how old are you? How old are you in that moment? How old are you when you expect them to suddenly behave like an adult, like a normal person, like a person with manners? How old are you? And then that's an indication for you to go work on that inner child and to go work on that magic thinking. Because the magic thinking and the denial is what gets us into trouble. The magic thinking and denial is what gets us killed. So we want to work on that so that we don't allow that inner child to be running the show, if that makes any sort of sense. No contact is always the best option. Fear is usually what stops us, but you really need to sit down and journal it out. What is the fear about? Are you afraid of the blowback? Are you afraid of disappointment? So you're going to disappoint the person, or they're going to say that they're disappointed, or that they're going to turn loose, flying monkeys on you. What is the fear? And then you got to get that fear under control, because the reality of the situation is when you go no contact and you kick that disordered person out of your life is going to be so much better. It really is. Short term, are they going to try to do something? Well, the more of a dark triad they are, they might. But once they realize that the payoff is not there, they stop. Narcissists will not continue. Psychopaths will not continue if there's no payoff. So that's why you want to make it as boring for them as possible, and or repercussions if they continue. So simply telling them, please stop, they don't care. They don't care. There's no repercussions, and there's no repercussion you can give them short of a restraining order. So basically you want to go low contact. You want to go gray rock. You want to make it as boring for them as possible, and or you want to make it so that if they continue, they get repercussions, i.e. a restraining order. So anyway, there is that. All right. On Sunday, I'm going to be talking about neurodivergence, executive dysfunction, ADD, ADHD, OCD. So I want to talk about all of those, and especially how that relates to inner child, because it does, and going into court and having to deal with a narcissist, having to deal with an abuser, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So there that is. All right, guys, have a great week, and I will talk to you on Sunday. Bye.